Happy Alo Davao. Salamat for coming here. We'll have siguro a statement coming from Atty. Watson. And then we'll have everyone siguro ask questions. Pero one question and one follow-up lang na because we have kasi time at 3 o'clock schedule pa tayo. So we start with message from Atty. Watson. Statement, yes.
Salamat kayo sa mga Davaoenyo. Kanang wala pa kahibalo nga Bisaya kay ko, mabilisaya na ko gamay. Niari jud ko diri para ipakita ang suporta sa kay VP Sara, kay Mayor Baste ug sa Duterte family. Ang wa pa kahibalo, in 1986, Mayor Digong was appointed OIC Vice Mayor. I was appointed OIC Mayor of Cadiz. So, we were colleagues in the League of Cities in 1988. Sabay kami nag-mayor, kasama si Tommy Osmeña. So, nakapunta na ako dito sa Davao and we met here because I was Vice President of the League of Cities. So, hindi naman in a way stranger sa akin si Digong kasi we were together in a new republic, a new democracy. So, we had a role to play in the future of our country and nation building. And so, it was not a surprise to me that Mayor Duterte ran for president and won. Because when I was here, I saw how he was so popular with the people of Davao and Mindanao. So, as you know, I was endorsed by, what do you call this? Surprise endorsed by the Cebu Alliance for Sara Duterte 2 weeks ago. So, wala naman talaga akong plano magtakbo ng senador, but I was already supporting her, especially against impeachment. No? Pero dito sa Cebu, nakita ko naman yung sincere man gyud ang mga tao nga nangita silang Bisaya nga mudagan ang senador. So, I accepted their challenge, ang ilang endorsement, pasalamatan ako niya. But I made it very clear nga mudagan akong senador, pero ang akong presidente Sara Duterte. Ay nganong si Sara Duterte man? Because kung si Sara Duterte ang presidente, may mananagot. May mananagot sa lahat ng itong mga pangawat nila karon. Yung using the government as a syndicate. And all this abuse of power, kailangan managot sila. Kasi this is really all about staying in power. Itong BBM gang na ito. Romualdez, Sandro Marcos, of course, the Remulias. And that's why there's a big problem na sino ang kandidato nila against VP Sara. So, ako, maaga pa ako nag-declare, although people are shocked, of course, no? Kasi alam niyo naman, dilawan talaga ako. Aside from being appointed by President Cory and being mayor during her term, I was appointed Commissioner of COA by Pinoy, and I was also, again, appointed Commissioner of COMELEC by President Pinoy Aquino. So, dilawan talaga ako. Lumaban kami, just like Digong here and Chia Soling, lumaban talaga kami sa mga Marcos warlords during the election, the snap election. Tapos, sa EDSA, after, of course, we lost the election, siyempre, dinaya lang man din tayo noon eh. Pumunta ako ng EDSA, I was also there. So, yung mga kasama ko dun sa EDSA, tatanda na kami ang mga original na mga dilawan, yung mga nag-Cory Aquino for president. So, wag na tayong magkulay-kulay kay kung kulay-kulay si Digong, dilawan man yun. Kay si Chia Soling, dilawan man, Cory man yun. Wala na tayong kulay-kulay kay Pilipino man tayong lahat. Ang laki ng problema natin ngayon. What kind of government and a country are we going to leave our children and grandchildren? 17 trillions na ang debt. Now, this fuel crisis, look at the way BBM is mishandling it. Why? Because in the first place, we have a deficit. Walang pera ang gobyerno kasi ninakaw na nila. Pero mo yung ninakaw, 1.9 trillion yun. Kita niyo mga maleta doon, mga pera doon. Grabe. Tapos ayuda lang nila ang mga driver 10,000. Unsa na 10,000 a month? Wala pa gani na a month kay brag pay pasalig kung kinsa ano saan na po tong next 10,000. Ang problema ngayon ng Pilipinas dito sa energy sa fuel crisis, dili unta ni kani ang atong kahimtangan kung wala ta nila gikawatan og tudo-tudo. Kay kung walay deficit ang gobyerno, masarangan man lang ni. We can survive this. Pero they're telling us, oh, we have supply of fuel for 60 days. So am I supposed to be happy with that? You mean to say 60 days? It's now how many days from the time you said 60 days? We have crude oil from ganito. You only have one refinery. How fast are you going to make clean energy? And by that time, magkano na? Ang crudo, 140. Ang gasolina, wala na. Carpool, coming here from the airport, nag-carpool na kami. Ang hirap, sabihin na, dapat ang mga tao ang mag-tighten your belt. Ganun kami may mo-tighten ang belt na mo. Ikaw may nangawat. Ang sinasabi ko, hindi tayo ang may obligation. Ang may obligasyon, si BBM. Tanawa na iyang, sa Ilonggo pa doon, malipong na siya. Malipong na siya he doesn't know what to do. We have a president who is a cocaine addict. Yes, doesn't know how to manage a crisis. He doesn't know how to lead. So we're in deep trouble. As a country and as a people, we have a major problem. We have a government that is incompetent. We have a deficit. We have corrupt people in government, and they don't really care about us. Yun talaga ang problema, mga kababayan. Kung bakit itong eleksyon na ito ni Sara Duterte it's a fight to the finish. Because pag nanalo pa itong BBM gang na ito, ewan ko na lang, ano pang maiwan sa inyong mga anak. Wala nang trabaho, 3 million have no jobs. And then they say, crime rate is rising. Naturally, crime rate will rise if poverty rises. Grabing inflation. Bigas, 67. 67 ang bigas, ha? Ano na lang yan? Tapos, paawa-awa pa si BBM na hindi na siya natutulog. Hindi ka man lagi gatulog, kaya cocaine ka man. Alam nyo, kasi nagpapropaganda war ngayon si BBM at ang kanyang tingnan nyo si Martin Romualdez, nawala na. Nobody is running after him. Diba? When in the first place, siya naman talaga mastermind nito. Pwede bang nagpasa ng budget ang House of Reps na hindi alam ng speaker na ganyan ang tsura? Ayaw na nilang pauwiin si Saldico. Huwag nating kalimutan, mga kababayan. By 2028, our problems in terms of financial, economic problems will only get worse, not better. Utang na naman siya, $800 million from ADB. Hindi natin alam for what. Yung 20 tons na gold na binenta niya, saan niya dinala yung pera? Saan yun? Yung mga sinusuli na mga pera ng mga magnanakaw na taga-DPWH, may resibo ba yun sa National Treasury? Nakita ko ba resibo? Hindi ko nakita. Kanino napunta yun? Yung excise tax. Sabi nila, sige, isuspend ang collection ng excise tax. Matay ka. Excise tax sa gasolina, 10 pesos bawat litro. Unsa man din kay 99 naman akong litrong gibayran. Minus 10, 89 ra gyapon. Unya, magbayad pa tag income tax sa April. I'm suggesting, total ninanakaw lang din ng BBM administration itong pera natin na binabayad ng tax. Mas mabuti pa, idiretso na lang sa serbisyo o sa tulong sa tao kaysa magbayad ng tax. I propose, wala mo nang bayaran ng income tax this year for those who are earning less than 1 million. Total, hindi naman kayong earning less than 1 million, hindi naman kayo maayudahan. Hindi man kayo indigent. Who is now actually absorbing the, what do you call this, all of these problems? The middle class. Because you are the ones paying the bulk of the taxes. Government employees are paying standard 32% of their salaries. And they do not get an increase in pay. Bakit? Huwag na lang sila pabayarin ng, wala na muna income tax this year. Diba? Maganda? Bakit pa kami magbabayad ng income tax? May crisis na nga. Tapos, ang taas-taas ng mga bilihin, hindi nyo naman ma-stop. Inutil kayo dyan, mga DTI kayo. Wala namang price control. Hoarding na itong mayayaman dun sa Makati, oh. Wala nga akong mabiling, buti na lang, nahabol ko pa yung dog food ng aso ko. Kung bahala na, mangutom mo tanan. Ang aso ko, hindi magutom, ha? Bakit ako tayo magbabayad pa ng tax? Hindi nyo rin lang kami mabigyan ng mga middle class ng ayuda dahil ninakaw nyo ng pera namin. Hindi na, huwag nyo na kami pabayarin ng tax. Di ba? Tapos, itong 10,000 ayuda in taon, ingon lagi ko nga, kung pilay income sa taxi driver, jeepney driver, inana. And you know, Mayor Isko Moreno is already doing this. Bayaran na lang sila sa gobyerno. Unya, ilibre na lang mga tao sakay. That was also in my Facebook before Mayor Isko adopted that in Manila. And for that, I admire him, that he's really thinking for the people. So, ang ano ko dyan is, in a democracy, the people's power is not only in their right to vote, but also in their power to pay taxes. But in a corrupt government, why make the people pay taxes? Especially when there is a crisis and a high inflation. If the senators are listening, I hope they'll consider that. Yung mga excess tax na nakolekta nila, tignan nyo ngayon, kasi hindi nila in-earmark yung excess tax na kinukan ba for fuel crisis or whatever. Pinasok nila sa National Treasury, parang doon na lahat ng pera, tapos doon na lang nila kawat-kawaton ba. Kung ginawa nilang reserve yun, di ba? Excise tax. Ilagay sa earmark fund. Hindi nyo yan pwedeng galawin, ha? Unless may fuel crisis or unless may ganito, ganyan. Di sana, okay tayo. Kaso lahat, iaakyat niya sa National Treasury para makahukaw niya. PDIC, ilang milyon. PhilHealth, ilang milyon. You see that the BBM administration is thinking of all ways to get our money and then make us suffer because they say there is a deficit. Hindi naman daw kasalanan ni Bongbong na nagka-fuel crisis. Hindi mo nga kasalanan. Kasalanan mo nga ngurakot yung mga pisyalis dyan. Pati ikaw, sabi ni Saldi ko, may 25 billion ka na kickback eh. Yun, kasalanan ni BBM yun. Hanggang ngayon, kasalanan niya na hindi niya tayo kayang sulbarin. Ano ba ito? Anong kalasing solusyon ito? Alam niyo mga kaibigan, sabi na, bakit yan si Atty. Guanzon? Lagi na lang galit kay BBM. Ano palang gusto niya, matuwa ako sa kanya.
Attorney, with the time we have left, let's entertain some questions from our media friends. Chet, your name and your outlet, please.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Chet from Philippine News Agency. Attorney, I would just like to ask if, do you categorically say that the trust of the government today, yung pag-angkat po ng oil is a banid solution for us?
Number one, they did not have a plan. Okay, there's an oil deregulation law. They deregulized, right? And then, wala silang backup plan in case there's a fuel crisis, right? So, walang foresight ba? Sinasabi nga ni Ramon kung gusto ng gobyerno bilhin sa amin ng petrol, okay lang man. Diba? Nako, sir, pag binili na naman ng gobyerno yung petrol, sus ko na pangungurakot na naman yan. Pero ang tanong dyan, naghintay pa sila na ganito kalala yung crisis bago sila mag-isip ng mga kung ano-anong ganyan. Alam naman nila, BBM should have known na while he was antagonizing China, he's not gonna get anything from China if there is a problem, hindi ba? Buti na lang itong China, hindi naman cruel. China did not invade us. Even during World War II, China did not invade us. Now, I don't know if China will sell us crude oil. Ang sinasabi ko, lahat ng mga ito, na mga ginagawa ni BBM, catching up lang ito. Catching up. So the problem is not solved. Okay, nagbili ka ng crude oil sa Siberia. How long will that take to refine? And at how much? And what will you do with this transport sector na hindi na nila kaya? They used to earn 1,000 a day. Now they bring home 200 a day. Tapos ang bigas mo 67. Oh. Anong gagawin? Hindi niya alam mo anong gawin niya eh. Hindi na daw siya natutulog eh. Hindi na kayo lahat natutulog. Di mag-resign kayo para maayos ang tulog nyo.
Thank you very much, Senator. We have a question from Sir Dennis.
Senator, mayroong hapon. Amenable ka ba or okay lang ba sa'yo kung may reconciliation between Marcos and Duterte, especially VP Sara?
Ewan ko, kung gusto nila yan, oh, wala naman akong problema dyan. Basta ako, wala akong reconciliation kay Marcos. I cannot speak for President Sara Duterte. I've always been anti-Marcos, me and my family. One of the first things Marcos did was confiscate our electric plant. I'm not just saying because we lost assets and all that. Even sugar, lahat. Anong ginagawa? Martial law, marami akong friends na ginahasa. Marami akong kilala na na-torture. 70s ako sa UP. So, hindi ako magre-reconcile. Bakit ako magre-reconcile sa kanya? Sabihin niya, Tony Guadson, gawin kitang senador, wag mo na ako murahin. Wag na lang ako mag-senador, sir, murahin pa rin kita araw-araw.
Follow up. Pag-resign ba ni Presidente Marcos mo ay sulbad solusyon ng ating problema?
I think so, because he cannot do it anymore. Kahit nga mga bata pag naglalaro sila, di ba? Na nag-contest sila ng mga laro-laro nila ba? Na game over ka na eh. Ako na, kay game over naman ka. Yeah, why not? So we can change the whole cabinet and put honest people there. So, mas matalino pa yan sila kaysa nakaupo dyan? Oo, mas matalino pa kami kaysa nakaupo sa inyo dyan. O, sino dyan ang magsabi na mas matalino pa siya sa akin, be?
Yes, okay.
Why not change the cabinet? Why not let the Vice President take over? That is what the Constitution says. Why should we wait until, by golly, grabe na niyang collapse sa ekonomiya sa Pilipinas. Ya. Daw singing presidente niya, pa-picture-picture pa dito sa bridge nga dili man iya ha. Sama.
Rowan Abasolo, ma'am, of IFM. Ma'am, do you think that the President should first form the economic crisis team upon hearing the war in the Middle East?
Wala na.
To alleviate the suffering of the Philippines.
Kahit anong team ang gawin nila, wala nga sila eh. Wala nga number one na yung problema, ani. Walay kwarta ang Pilipinas. Pagpalit aning supply early on pa kay ang private sector man ang may-ari ng fuel natin. Hindi man ito gobyerno. Wala man silang safety net pa in case of fuel crisis. Ngayon pa lang nagsasuggest doon sa mga senador. Itong si BBM kasi, masyado siyang believe kay Trump eh. Oh. Tanawa. Iaway niya China? Masyado siyang believe kay Trump? Oh, tanawa. Mga pro-American nga mga oil tankers, hindi makadaan sa Strait of Hormuz. Tapos, ang transaction ngayon is in yuan, not in dollars. So, there will be a the dollar will drop. The peso is also the worst. 60 pesos and 55 centavos. This is the worst that I have ever experienced in all my life. And the OFWs, our poor mga kababayan nga, at risk, nangauli lang sila dire. Tanawa din nyo, gipauli sila ni Bongbong, libre ko nung sakay. Pag-abot dito sa airport, tanawa ninyo, nabay naglamano niya, wa man. Kay balo man mga OFW nga, ikaw mang yoy kuan. Ikaw mang yoy salaan eh. Paano mo naman malalaman ng presidente kung may mag-energy crisis pala? Hindi yun. Dapat alam niya kung anong gawin niya kung may crisis. Hindi ba 14 billion ang kanyang intelligence fund? Last year pa yung away-away ng Iran at Israel eh. Kasi mag-eleksyon na naman si Netanyahu eh. O, di ginyera niya yung Iran. Yun ba history ng Iran? Di ba yan dati Persia? That was the Persian Empire. Lagi na lang yan ina-attack ng mga kalaban nila. Nandyan pa rin sila. They even had their own religion, Zoroastrianism. Attack sila ng mga Muslims. Islam na po sila. I'm just saying, sino ba ang kontrabida dito? Na ito nangyari sa atin? Kasi, ayaw naman itigil ni Trump. Oh. Alam nyo naman that the American people do not want to finance a prolonged war. That is when Trump will stop, when Congress will say, stop this war. He will no longer finance this war. The people, like Vietnam War, oppose America's participation in this war. And look at us, my friends. My father received the U.S. Congressional Gold Medal for fighting the Japanese as an intelligence officer during the war. Ang sakit ng loob ko na magdidigmaan naman uli. There are 1,000 soldiers now from Japan who have landed in the Philippines for a Balikatan exercise. We have 17 EDCA sites in the Philippines. Do you think that is not enough for Iran to say, that is a risk for us? You have 17 EDCA sites. And now you have Japanese troops on the Philippine soil. China has already sent its navy near Taiwan, which is very near us. Tama talaga, may nag-predict noon that the third world war will be, the next big war will be about oil. Will be about oil. And God forbid, madamay na naman tayo dyan. This energy crisis, as a result of this war, is the nail on the coffin of Bongbong Marcos. He should resign.
Follow up, ma'am. Do you think that knowing that PBBM is a American affiliated to America, do you think that China will still allow us to get some oil in the country?
China was, for me, has a good neighbor policy. I saw the speech of the ambassador. In fact, I met him briefly, of course, during the Spring Festival, Chinese New Year. I don't think China is like that. I think if it has oil to spare, it will sell to us. Tapos kung may hiya naman yung may hiya pa itong si BBM, dapat magpasalamat siya ng todo at magluluhod dyan. Nakakaya itong si Tariela. Si Tariela, appoint ko yan, ambassador to China. Siya magbili doon ng oil. Pero mo si Tariela making fun of the premier of China? superpower in Asia. Tapos, tuwang-tuwa pa siya. Parang ipopromote pa siya eh. Diferensya mga ulo ng mga taong ito. Tapos ngayon, ano gagawin nyo? Si Bongbong, pupunta nagiging friends na siya. Maki-friends na siya sa China lagi, kaya mo palit na siya fuel. Asa naman Katariela? Hinalan, ikaw may muana ba? Ikaw mag-pull sa cargo ship ba? Bibili tayo doon, tapos si Katariela ang mag-pull ng ship, ng cargo ship from China to the Philippines. These people of BBM are all incompetent. They should all resign.
Sige po. May question from Ms. Navarro?
Yes, may hapon, attorney.
Just let them. You're stressing me out.
Yes, may hapon, attorney. I am Maya Padilla of Edge Davao. Attorney, actually, nakakagpansir. Pero balik ko atong sa imuhang walang dapat na kulay-kulay.
Oh.
Balik ko dito. Pero
Yeah.
with you coming here, does it signify na win po kayo?
Na ano ako?
With you coming here,
Hindi, Sara Duterte ako. Pero dilawan ako. Anti-Marcos ako. Pero Sara Duterte ako for president. Kung anong kulay susuot niya sa kampanya, yun din ang susuot ko sa kampanya. Pero dilawan ako. Bakit niyo ako kukulayan? Mas may karapatan pa ako dito kaysa sa marami dyan na nagsasabi na kakamping sila eh. Bakit? Makyat ba kayo sa stage? Ang kampanya kay Lene? Ako, makyat, no? Ilang stage? Pinakyat ba kayo doon? Hindi, no? Ako lang kaya yung party list nominee na pinakyat doon. Oh, what does that mean? Diba? Sa akin naman. Huwag na kayong magkulay-kulay. Isipin nyo na gugutom na mga Pilipino, kulay-kulay pa kayo. Yung mga ganyan ng mga tao, makikitid lang ang mga utak niyan. Na, si Guanzon, dilawan yan, bakit yan nandito? Kagaya ng kanina ba? May nagganon-ganon sa akin na bakit yan nandito, dilawan ka man. Pastilan, eh. Nanapod ni. Ulaw ta sa Vice President, oy. There are really people like that, eh. You know what? All I can say is, you can call me whatever the fuck you like. Sara Duterte ako sa 2028.
Nag-usap na po kayo ni VP.
Hindi pa. Yung iba nga, tatakbo Vice President, siya Presidente, hindi rin niya alam eh. Ito ang masaya. Tapos is non-traditional campaign. Social media. Well, as you know, I have an edge. I have TV shows. In Net25, a radio program in Radio Aguila, a TV show in SMNI. I have my own Facebook. I dance in my TikTok. Hawak ko ang kabit. Hawak ko ang kabit. I think the people, the DDS like me because number one, I'm Bisayan. Number two, I'm honest. Number three, totoong tao ako eh. Hindi ba ako mahal ko talaga. Alam mo, Carmina, mahal. Kahilas ba? Totoo talaga akong tao. Yung mga kuwan-kuwan nila nga, matapobre yan, kaya kung di ka naka-Rolex, siya ganahan mo. Hindi, ikaw ang pinag-uusapan natin, si Lamas. Ang sinabi ko, Lamas, hindi ka nga naka-Rolex dyan eh. Eh kung mag-Rolex ka, magdududa na talaga ako, tinakaw mo yan. Kasi ano ba naman ikaw? Ano ba naman ang income mo? Laging wrong context eh. Si Rowena Guanzon, ito lang ang challenge ko sa kanila. Sige ko nilag libak, sige ko nilag troll. Do they really think it affects me? Kalamira akong TikTok. Bawal ang kabit. Bawak ko ang kabit. Doesn't affect me. You know why? I have no ambition. Lahat na ng ambisyon na gustuhin siguro ng ibang tao, nakuha ko na, nagawa ko na, nakamit ko na lahat ng ambisyon ko. All I wanted was for my parents to have a long lives, and God gave that to us. They died at 95. Lahat ng gusto kong gawin sa buhay ko, nagawa ko na. I am the only Filipino lawyer that has a book listed in the U.S. Library of Congress, the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act, Notes and Cases, and in the National Library of Australia, Harvard Law Library, Stanford Law Library, Yale Law Library, University of Berkeley Law Library. I dare them to say they also have a law book in these universities. Sabi nila, sira talaga ulo ng Rowena Guanzo na yan. No? Ayan ha, sira pa ulo ko niyan. Imagine kung hindi sira ulo ko. Lahat ng gusto kong gawin sa buhay ko, nagawa ko. On my own merits, wala kawat. And I'm grateful to my parents. Sila, ambisyon lang nila eh. Senador sila, kay nanay. Para magsikat sila. Alam ko na mga kabahay, kanya-kanya ambisyon naman tayo. Pero ako, hindi ako magsisenador para sumikat ako. Kasi ngayon pa lang sikat na ako. You agree with me na ngayon pa lang sikat na ako? Oh. I'm not running for senator para sumikat ako. Tulungan ko lang si BP Sara. Kasi pinagkakaisahan nila eh. Nakita ko, ipulihan naman ni nila. Impeachment na naman.
Attorney, good afternoon. I'm Ruth Palo, News 4. Attorney, do you intend to be part of the senatorial slate of VP Sara?
If she invites me, it would be my honor.
Nauna na kasi nagsabi si VP Sara na may 4 na politiko o senatorial candidate possible na lumapit sa kanya. Are you one of those?
Well, whatever she says is true. What did she say? Because I don't know. I just heard you. I don't really know what she said. But whatever it is she said is true.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Si MJ Mondiharman, SMN News. You mentioned earlier EDCA. There were many attempts in the previous administration na maglagay po ng EDCA site sa Davao. What is the edge of Davao City government, ma'am, or the Davao City people, na wala pong EDCA site ngayon na may gera po sa Middle East?
Bakit kayo mag-edge sa side dito? You will attract, you will be a target. And then your mga negosyo will be disrupted. Gustong-gusto ng mga armed forces of the Philippines may EDCA. Dagdag na naman sa budget nila. Alam nyo, matagal na tayong niloloko nitong BBM administration nito, pati military natin, hindi na natin maasahan. Pero masabihan tayo ni Browner, whose I think family is also from Negros, na ready na sila in case i-attack ng China ang Taiwan. Ready siya magpadala ng mga Pilipino doon. Ginoo ko. So may labot na to sa Taiwan, Bing. Ipadala man mo dito ang mga igsoon. Ikaw ra dito, General Browner. Samang ka. So may labot naman ilang gira. Diyos ko. O, bayaran tayo ng Taiwan. O, padala kami dyan ng soldiers. Ilang $1 billion. Mag-aid ka dito ang Japan. O, bigyan nyo kami. Aid. $100 billion in aid. O, bakit walang kapalit? O, tingnan mo kung ano, kapulpul ng BBM. Mag-accept siya ng EDCA. Mag-accept siya ng Japanese troops dito. Walang kapalit. Ang tariff reduction niya kay Trump, pahay. Kadako-dako, gid sang 1% lang gid. Ang giminus ni Trump, yan, iadto pag siya dito. Yang Indonesia, nitawag raman. Indonesia's oil. Malaysia's oil. That's the difference. Yan nga mga sinasabi nun. Pro-China si Digong. In the end, Digong is right.
Attorney, you mentioned earlier na hindi alam ng gobyerno ang gagawin niya. How do you think will the Filipinos be if this goes on for months?
We will all march to Malacanang and demand that he gives us food every day. Hindi na mabubuhay ang Pilipino. Ngayon pala nga, nag-strike na eh. LGU na naman ang kawawa. Kasi sabihin naman, LGU, maghatid na naman kayo ng bigas at sardinas sa bawat bahay. Unsa naman eh? Wala naman silang pinapadala sa LGU. You still have jobs now. But how much is food? How much is electricity? How much is gasoline? Ako ngayon, somebody asked me for a meeting, you come to near my place of where I am now. Otherwise, di ako magka-meeting sa inyo. Driver ko, sweldo lang. Wala na trabaho. Gusto na nga pumasok eh. I can take care of myself. I can even drive. Yung ayaw na ayaw ko talaga dyan, sabihin pa nila tayo na, hoy, mag-inot-inot ka mo kung sa Ilonggo pa bala. Kasabot mag-inot-inot. Hoy, mag-inot mo. Magtipid kayo. Ay, ang Pilipino ra ba? Gahi kay ta. Tay, kita na po'y tagaan sa obligasyon na ni atang gobyerno. When I'm in Davao, I feel very relaxed because I know hindi ako ma-pickpocket, hindi ako ma-hold up. Yeah, the food is good, affordable. You go to Manila, ba, it's chaos. Ang parlor na favorite ko, na gamay na ko na nga parlor sa mga bayot, magsira naman silang 4 o'clock. Kaya hadlok sila ma-hold up. Ganyan na ngayon sa Manila. Kaya ang sinasabi mo, pabain pa ito ng 6 months, patay na sa gutom.
Attorney, na-mention po ni PBBM na nabalangka siya, grabing pangangamba kung dili daw, kung lahi na daw ang administration, di mapadayon yung ligasiya. Any comment?
So may ligasiya. Unsa pa daw yung ligasiya? O siya ningon, unsa iyang ligasiya?
Wala.
Katong bridge dito sa Davao, iyatong ligasiya. So may ligasiya niya. The biggest looting of taxpayers' money happened under his administration. That's the legacy that he will leave us and we will never forget. Sa tatay niya, martial law, never forget. Dito. Never forget the maleta.
Makabangon pa ba ang Pilipinas?
I am not hopeful. Even Secretary Monsod said, I am not optimistic under his administration that we can recover economically. They're talking about 2 years. This is Professor Monsod. Dr. Monsod, may professor in calculus economics. Calculus na, economics palag. Nagdugo na akong ilong, nagdugo pagid akong talinga. Nakapasar po dinoon ko. Nakita niya ako sa Malacanang eh. NEDA secretary siya. Professor Monsod, I was your student. I'm mayor of Cadiz now. Really? Oh, well, you don't remember me because every time you were present, I was absent. She is not hopeful because the people around Bongbong are incompetent.
So, doon mong hagit karon attorney, ang next na muling ko niya president, kung ngayon anima.
Ako ang hagit karon, BBM resign na ka. Karon na. Karon na, game over na. Mag-transition na. If he has any honor left, if he has any love for his people left, he should resign now. Let's have a transition. Ganahan na si Atty. Guanzoy, kay ganahan na siya magkabinete. Hoy, ganahan na taon ko maghampang-hampang sa akong mga iro. Di na ko ninyo tagaig trabaho diya. Kay whatever work I will do in the next 2 years, I will fail. We will all fail. Why? Because we have a deficit. Pero we will succeed. Kung take over ngayon si Sara Duterte, nga wala korupsyon. Ano na yung mga gobyerno? Hindi na bala ka mo mag-aircon. Mag-aircon pa man mo, abrihin na ng tanan na. Tapos wala na travel kamo tanan. Why travel? Why aircon? Ambulansya lang ang dagan-lagan. May extraordinary expense. Wala yung meeting funds. Sa una si Digong, kaon magsuman dito. Karon dilitson man sila. Sabi ko nga eh. Tayo, sasabihin niya, mag-inot-inot. E di mag-inot-inot siya. Wala na tayong magawa nito. We have a crisis. We have a crisis. I suggest BBM resigns and prepare a transition government.
Attorney, who do you think can beat Vice President Sara Duterte in 2028? Meron kaya?
I already said she's the woman to beat. Kahit sino kandidato nila dyan. Ay, ang problema lang, baka dayain. Tsaka wag lang kayong kampante kasi alam niyo naman ang eleksyon. Marami silang pera. Magni-negative vote buying yan dito sa Davao. Bigyan ng pera mga tao para wag nang pumoto. Kailangan ng Davao mag-turn out ang tao 90%. Minimum. Boto talaga. Mindanao. Mahirap eh. Do not underestimate these politicians. They all want to stay in power with the BBM kasi doon ang racket nila. Doon ang racket nila eh. Wala na. Zero tolerance for corruption. Yun lang ang gusto ko. Sabi na, ambot.
Are we hoping, attorney, nga si current commissioner karon sa Comelec, mahimo siyang limpyo during the...
Kinsa si George Garcia? Palingkod maganin niya si Yeda Romualdez as nominee disqualified na, 4th term na. Kung sa'y malimpyo. Limpyo yang naong. Nahiya naman siya. Hinintay talaga nila akong mag-retire eh. Diba? Kasi di-disqualify ko talaga si Bongbong. Because he was convicted 2 times for tax evasion, di ba? Puro kayo, bayaran daw natin ang tax. Bayaran muna ni Bongbong yung 203 billion estate tax sa Marcos estate. Bayaran niya muna yung income tax na he was convicted for. Tapos tayo, pag hindi daw tayo nagbayad ng tax, ikukulong daw tayo. Kung 5 milyon pala kami, hindi magbayad ng tax, ikulong nyo kami. Lahat saan nyo kami ikukulong? Pasakyon mo kami barko, dito mo ikulong sa barko. I will recruit. Example lang ha, example lang. Anong klaseng statement yan from the government? Ikulong nyo kami lahat pag hindi kami nagbayad. Kung mag-civil disobedience sa mga tao, this is real. This also happened during the Ferdinand Marcos term. Nag-civil disobedience sa mga, imagine the inflation rate during martial law was around 70. Ngayon, ang 100 pesos mo, it's only worth 73 pesos. 73 pesos. It's not 100. That's why, dapat ang tatakbo ngayon with Sara Duterte are people who are honest. Who will not want power for themselves. Saka, naniniwala naman ako kay VP Sara eh. Pag sinabi niyang zero tolerance for corruption, gagawin niya talaga. And I met her today face to face. The first time. Because the first time I met her, she was a witness in my court. She was registering hugpong. So she appeared in my court as chair of hugpong. This is the only time I met her. Kanina yung face to face.
So, Attorney, ano po yung panawagan natin sa mga tao if ever na yun pa rin pong commissioner ng COMELEC and 2028 election will...
Sa akin, ang panawagan ko kay Chair Garcia, sa election, mag-leave na lang siya. Mag-leave na siya kasi very low ang credibility niya. And the COMELEC will suffer. Disente naman siyang tao. Mag-leave na lang siya.
I mean to say, you are not trusting anymore the credibility of the COMELEC for 2028, Senator? What do you think?
I'm saying that the credibility of COMELEC now is low. And you cannot have a COMELEC like that in a presidential election. It is the duty of Chair Garcia to make sure that the people perceive the COMELEC as fair, honest, and efficient. So, my call for him, to him, is for him to, I respectfully ask Comelec Chair Garcia to take a leave of absence
Not to resign.
before the campaign season starts.
Not to resign, Senator. Not to resign.
He doesn't have to resign. He can just take a leave. You know, if we ask him to resign, syempre he will not resign. But maybe if we ask him to take a leave, he might take a leave, di ba? Kasi, saka, in a highly contentious election, to be the chair of Comelec, very dangerous. Very risky. Eh kung hindi manalo ang BBM gang.
Attorney, na-mention mo kaganina no na when VP Sara will call your attention na pwede ka mapil sa Yans Lake, what if delete? Will you still support her?
Of course. I already said that. Hindi na nga ako kailangang tumakbong senador eh. Kaya lang i-endorse na ko sa Cebu Alliance. Leyte Alliance also inviting me. You know, because there's no Visayan candidate for senator. They have claimed me as a Cebuano candidate. So much so that now I'm going to rent a condo in Cebu. So I will save money on hotels. I'll just rent a condo there so me and my staff can just stay in the condo. It's cheaper than staying in a hotel. And who's going to say that I'm not Cebuano if I speak Cebuano? Kapamalikas pagkari kong Cebuano. Whoa. Who is going to say I am not a Cebuano candidate ko? Ang mga taga Cebu mo yung maingon nga, sino may nagwanson may amuhang kandidato ka Cebuano? Oh. 67 years walay senador ang Negros Occidental kag Oriental since Senator Locsin. Since the Osmeñas, 10, 12 years, walay senador from Cebu. Yun silang, di man na siya Cebuano ba? Kabut, ni mo sa imong lubot.
Attorney, na yung mahimong changes sa ibang partido?
Sa akong partido, amo ko'y partido.
Or will you be joining?
I'm very independent, day. Samukan ko aning mga partido nga diktahan na pug ko. Di ganyan kasi ganito ang partido line natin. Samuk-samuk ka mas sikat pa man ko nimo. I don't know if I can win as an independent candidate. I don't know. I don't know if the Baweños will support me if I run for independent and but Sara is my president. I don't know if they'll vote for me. Ikaw, you'll vote for me pa? Kala, tagada po mo na. She still vote lagi.
Are you not also joining PDP, Attorney?
No, I cannot join any party for now. Remember, I was Comelec commissioner. I have some things, you know. Sinasabi ko na, huwag na lang ako mag-party-party. Kasi mabuti na yung lahat ng tao kahit anong partido nila. Kung ganahan sila na ako, boto sila. Di sila ganahan na ako, ayaw. Ayaw ko ana niya kay nanay. Wow, maningon ni mong boto ka na ako, good. Kinsa may nagpilit ni mo. Diba? What ay pilitay ani? Pero Sara ta. Siyang inanay, di ko anang Ruwen ng Guanson, okay raday. Basta Sara lang kaday. Yan ang kampanya ko. Kasi wala naman tayong kasiguruhan eh. Dito malakas tayo. Sara tayo. Pagdating doon sa Calabarzon, mababa si VP Sara Duterte doon. Negros Occidental, mababa. Region 6, mababa. Yun nga ang burden ko eh. Kasi ang mga region ko doon siya mababa. Why? Anti-Marcos ang Region 6 eh. Pero predominantly liberal party. Dilaw. Dilaw.
Just in case Lenny Robredo will run for president.
I already committed to support Sara Duterte. It's too late now.
But how do you describe VP Sara, Attorney?
I saw her today. I told you, I said in my speech. Did you listen to my speech?
Pero, ano
I see a woman as calmness, but has strength of character. It has the will to lead us into reform. Because she's the eldest, so she's used to a leadership position from the start. And she speaks softly, huh? I think she spoke softly today that I had to restrain myself. Si Sara Duterte lang pala maka-restrain sa akin. Because, again, she said it with authority and firmness, but gentleness. You follow me on Net25, PGMN, my Facebook. If you like to see me dance, you go to TikTok, Barda Queen. And, every day, I'm in my Facebook, pero every day meron na akong punto bonito sa Cebu. Nga 2 minutes lang. Ipukaw ko niya ganina. Siya, ang bagat Cebuano, ma'am, ganahan kaya ni mong makadungog silang gasilibano ka. Ko, sige. Pukaw pa ko ugba, kay buyawon ta na kay lunggo. Ayan sila, marado kong si Digong. Sige naman kong pamalikas. Kaunsang man di ay. I was born between 3 boys. I was raised by my father. Oh, frequently, pag mag-ano-gani ng mga kawatan, mga yudiputa. Te? Lintian ka mo sa mga... I come from a family that's very principled, very honest, ang upbringing. Saka excellence. Very bright. So bright that God gave us Greg, who has autism. And so now, no matter how maingay kami, pag pumasok si Greg, we are all quiet. Because Greg is our true north. Nasabi ko sa inyo, may Diyos ang kalibutan. Yun yung tanang ginahimo ni Marco sa aton. May hangganan din ito. Malapit na. Kung si Digong pa, they will have their comeuppance.
Attorney, naging critic ka ba ni Digong?
No, in fact, I did not disqualify him. How can I criticize him? We were mayors together. Besides, I was commissioner when he ran. And as I said there, if you were covering it, I did not disqualify him. I disqualified Grace Poe. Why will I criticize Digong? I like his style. I think we have similar style. I'm just prettier.
If you compare the...
I think that's why he liked me. Because, I was 27 years old, I was carrying a gun.
Attorney, sino mga panginaot karon sa sitwasyon ni former President Duterte?
I think he's very lonely. I explained this to Lorraine Badoy na that is when I turned. During impeachment nila against Sara, hindi pa ako masyadong emotional noon. Noong nakita ko si Kitty, when they captured Digong, and Kitty was so helpless, bata, and Digong just wanted her to go para hindi na siya ma-humiliate doon. That's when I turned. And I saw Kitty. I turned. I said, ay di po. Then, my sister also. Dilaw na dilaw kami, ha? God, anti-Marcos kami. From Cory. Sabi niya talaga, my brothers and sisters, we turned. Kasi we are very close, as a family. Nung nakita ko yun, that's Kitty who made me turn. In fact, we're going to see each other for brunch, hopefully, while I'm here. Grabe nang himo nila kay Digong. Pwede lang man nila diri ipriso si Digong ba? Nga, dito nila ipapriso. Cruel gini Bongbong Marcos. Cruel. Ewan ko. Sino mauna sa amin mamatay? Kasi siya, mga payat siya, ako tumataba eh. We were born in the same year. But I don't take drugs. So I look healthy. I don't take drugs. I don't gamble. I don't drink excessively. Diba? Dati, pag pinapainom ako, para hindi ako magmaoy, yan, classmate ko yan, attorney nandyan, oh. Siya umiinom ng baso ko. Mamaya tingnan ko yun, ubus ng baso ko, sasabihin niya, Ganson, uwi na tayo. Nakainom ka na ng marami, pero siya pala na lasing. Kasi inumin niya yan ng inumin para hindi na ako malasing. Eh kung malasing ako, basi magmaoy ba? Balo ka manong maoy? So, I don't drink excessively. So, if you see my track record, all the work I did, I finished with excellence. I entered Cadiz. It was a third-class deficit city. I left it as a first-class surplus city. Number 1 in basic services for children. Number 1 in immunization, maternal, child care, etc. I did better than Cebu in maternal and child care. So, when I went to Harvard, I was class marshal. Hindi lang ako Edward Mason Fellow. Binoto pa ako na class marshal. Sabi ko nga, pati ba naman dito, boboto pa tayo? Sabi ng mga Pilipino, kailangan Pilipino ang class marshal. Bakit man? Para una tayo dun paglabas sa Harvard. May plug ka dito. Oh, for the honor. For the honor. Sabi ko, sige, fight. May vote buying ba dito? Wala. Pakainin na lang natin itong mga kano. Wala. Tawag meeting. Ang mga Israeli, ang Chinese, ang Japanese, ang mga Japanese students, dato man, sigara golf. Oh, we don't know how to cook. Okay, you treat them to dim sum. Mga kano ni, mga voters, you treat them. You explain why I should be class marshal. Daog lagi. Kaya mga kano, ganahan, mga kayo mukaon. Mga Indonesian, luto Indonesian. Yung mga BIR na Deputy Commission, kusinero ko lang yun. Isang classmate ko ngayon, Father President na sa Ateneo, Father Bobby Yap. Everything that I was tasked to do, I did finish excellently. I finished in the number 6 in my class. I was even number 3, but I joined my sorority, the Delta Lambda Sigma. Finished. Always finish with excellence. Kaya, ang gusto ko lang, manalo lang si Sara Duterte. Yun lang talaga ang gusto ko. I can always serve in another capacity. I'm still healthy, still working very well and fast. I just want a president na will have zero tolerance for corruption. Okay?
Thank you, Attorney. Dili magbalik sa iya si Amy Marcos. Pangit mo siya.
I miss my classmates, she's not one. There will be no, wala nang Marcos. Wala nang Am I friends with Amy? Yeah, she was my seatmate.
Samay na ako na. Attorney, sino gusto